All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's quickly take a look at the JASMY price chart here as we begin a new week. And I have to say that JASMY is actually holding up pretty well here, especially the kind of market conditions that we are in. I mean, just this last weekend, we saw an altcoin, $7 billion in market cap, in terms of value, and crashing within a matter of like hours, right? 90%. That was really crazy. So in moments like these ones, this is where I have to appreciate that, you know what, JASMY is actually showing some amazing strength right here. And I think also it has to do with the location that it is at right now, because if you just zoom in right here and take a look at it, at least from a 1 weekly time frame perspective, you realize that, look, we've got a massive support that we visited down here, and then of course this is a massive resistance. This was previously our support level. You can see here we're being supported like multiple times, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, like a couple of times, obviously. Now what we want to avoid here is a scenario in which we get completely rejected here, because that would mean that we're probably revisiting the lows that we were having like below a penny here for JASMY. So that's something that we don't want to see at all. Now let me show you a few things that are at play here with JASMY, but before we get there, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and people looking for JASMY content will now be able to find this video much more easily. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because I do TA on JASMY and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. Without me further running my mouth too much, let's get right into it. And we go back to the daily time frame, because this is where most of our indicators are. And I have to say that we have to take a look at, you know, the very simple things, because we don't need to get things complicated, right? I think it's a well-established point on this channel that if JASMY is above the 50 daily moving average, it is something that is bullish. So if I may just give a few more examples, just as I've been doing in the past, if we go back as far as the beginning of this bull market, this was back in 2023. You can see you break above the 50 daily moving average and you have got a very nice pump, which obviously more than 100%. That's great. You also have the same phenomenon happening right here again in 2024. Break above the 50 daily moving average, and then of course you are pumping towards the upside once again. We also had the same situation right here, break above the 50 daily moving average, the blue line that you see in there, and then you can also see that you've got a major pump happening right there. Then that's pretty much the same thing that happens here, even with the last rally that we had up to 6 cents here for JASMY. So now that we are above the 50 daily moving average once again here for JASMY, I think it's very natural to expect that the price will have a huge pump towards the upside, because that's actually what has been happening time and again here. The opposite is also true for JASMY here. If I may just indicate, you know, the last time that we should have actually been warned here is when JASMY had broken below the 50 daily moving average. We should have actually been selling in that moment, just like this time was also indicating, like, you know, a little bit of warning signs there for JASMY. But in any case, I think that the takeaway here is that we have to hold the 50 daily moving average if we're going to be maintaining this you know, bullish momentum here for JASMY. So the 50 daily moving average as we are speaking right now is around, I would say, 0.0138. So that's basically 1.38 cents here in terms of like the dollar valuation. I actually think that in the, you know, coming few days, this number can actually decrease a little bit, as the moving average will just do something like this here, maybe before it starts creeping towards the upside once again here. So yeah, this number here, the 1.38 cents that I just mentioned, may even go lower towards maybe something like 1.3 cents thereabout. So we don't have a specific number yet, but we're going to be looking at the interactions with that 50 daily moving average. That's number one, something big to notice here for JASMY. The other one, of course, closely related to the 50 daily moving average is the EMA ribbons, right? So yeah, flipping EMA ribbons for JASMY is a big deal. It's not the same for every altcoin, but here for JASMY, I think it's something that is amazing to see, because this has actually also just been the case. When we flip EMA ribbons, you turn them into a support level here, and then of course you look for the price to push even higher. So that's what we're going to be looking for. But of course, if these EMA ribbons are slashed and it's breaking towards the downside again, it means that we just don't have bullish momentum here for JASMY. And I think that we have to learn our lessons and adjust to the new situation that would be presented here with the chart. So what we're doing right now is we're not picking any size. We're looking at conditions to say, okay, if this and this happens, then we're looking for the price to, you know, push towards the upside. Or if the price breaks all these support levels that we're talking about, the 50 daily moving average as well as the EMA ribbons, it's looking like we don't have bullish momentum. So why should we, you know, keep saying that we have got the bullish momentum? Because these actually have been the two things that have showed us what has happened with the Jasmy price time and again. So I think it's going to be very important to look at these things and evaluate the price action in a objective manner. Other than that, Jasmy is not existing in a bubble. We also have got the macro picture, which includes the stock market, the Bitcoin price, the dollar currency index, and to be honest with you, it's just a very much complicated puzzle right there. It's very, very difficult to knit it all together at the same time and come up with a strong thesis. So I've just decided, you know what, I'm going to look at those things, but really not give them such importance because for now it's just such a complicated picture right there. In another news, we also know that Binance has actually put Jasmy once again for a vote. So this is the second batch of vote to delist, and the last one, Jasmy survived it. I don't know why they would put Jasmy through this once again. So yeah, Jasmy is Binance is kind of holding a leash on Jasmy right now on the price action, and each and every single time they're threatening a delist. Right now, they continue even their, I would say a very bad practice of putting Jasmy on top. You can see they pretty much repeated the same top three as they did last time: Zcash, Jasmy, as well as FTT. FTT, I really don't believe it should be listed on exchanges up until this point. I don't know why they are doing this, but whatever the case may be, I think it's just a disadvantage to put Jasmy on top right there, because if somebody is voting for something to delist, they don't have to think about it if they don't like Jasmy or if they don't know Jasmy to begin with. They'll just go ahead and vote for Jasmy to be delisted. So wait and see for their announcement. If they happen to delist Jasmy, I think the chart is going to be reacting to that news very much negatively. But I don't think that it's likely that they're going to be delisting the whole thing. I think voting ends on the 16th of April, which is the day after tomorrow, right? Which they're also delisting other tokens on the 16th. So it's just drama left, right, and center. So this is one thing that can negatively affect the Jasmy price, that if we are going to be honest with ourselves. But I hope that they don't delist it and they stop doing this thing that they're doing, because it's just unfair, right? It's total market manipulation. Because if you just really look at it, Jasmy amasses like more volume than a lot of these other altcoins that are on Binance itself. So we'll see how the whole thing goes. I think the message from me is that we are working to see if this previous support can be broken so that it doesn't turn into a resistance level. For that, we want to be seeing the 50 daily moving average hold pretty well, and then of course we want to see also the EMA weapons play ball and just hold the price and flip towards the bullish side as well. Then I think the other thing that we have to see is that Binance doesn't go and do something very stupid here with the Jasmy price set and go ahead and delist it, because if it's going to be delisted, that means that the price will have to tumble a lot, in my opinion. So we'll see how the whole thing eventually goes, but we'll keep monitoring this throughout the whole week, and I'll be coming with updates. So if you want to see those ones, feel free to stay tuned. Feel free to hit that subscribe and turn on your notifications. I'll see you on the next one. Take good care of yourselves. Bye bye.